All right, cool. All right, everybody, today, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to be covering Eventbrite for realtors and specifically how real estate agents can generate leads through running events. Now, I could restart my career in any city, and this is what I would start with, is running events. Nothing gave me quality leads like this. I mean, door knocking was really, really good for me. I got really good quality leads and appointments through door knocking as well. And there's a few things that I do. It's not like all my eggs are in one basket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you today how client parties will help you with getting referrals. We're going to cover seminars and workshops that you could run to generate leads. And I'm going to show you a few marketing tools that you can leverage, such as Eventbrite. So why events work is, one, it gives you face-to-face. Like if I did a small event where I only had 6 people show up or 15 people or 30 people, I mean, those face-to-face is quality, man. Like if I could do one meeting a week or one meeting a month and get face-to-face with 6, 8, 15 people, those face-to-face meetings are golden to me. Also, when I have events, it's marketing power, because I have something always to be marketing. I can be posting on social media, blog posting, calling my database, following up with people. So the marketing power behind an event, once you set that date and time, every month or every other month, you'll have something new that you can be promoting. It also helps with building a database when you run events by getting people who are enrolling and registering for your webinar or your seminar or your tour or client appreciation or whatever it is. Not only do you get brand new people being added to your database, but it updates people's contact information as well. So if we did a client appreciation event and then we created, like, say, an Eventbrite page where people had to register to confirm that they were going, we could ask other information like, what's your address? Because maybe we don't have everybody's address in the database, for example. So it's a way for you to build and clean your current existing database. And then with lead follow-up, it gave me the power to have that carrot as to why am I picking up the phone and why am I following up with people. And then also with referrals. So by you doing client parties, you'll end up getting more and more referrals, and referrals are one of the cheapest sources of business for you in real estate. I mentioned before the social media. When you have a new date and time, you'll be able to start posting social media posts. And then the email marketing, if you even do that, you have a database and you do a monthly email blast, you could include whatever your event is as part of the touch. So what didn't work for us with the big client appreciation events was it became like a full-time job for us to find out how many people were going. I mean, we did our client appreciation events pretty big. So say we did a day at the movies, we'd have 450 people. We paid for 450 tickets. There was a big cost in that. And the events became so big that we didn't get to really talk to people. It was all surface level stuff like, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. But because there's 450 people, like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So the events were pretty big. Plus, because of the size of them, they got to be pretty expensive once we started covering all the food for 450 people, the movies for 450 people, just like the whole budget was pretty expensive. Now, I want to caution on that because some of you are like kicking your partner saying, see, I told you we don't have to do a client appreciation event. Large events do work. So I'm not telling you not to do larger client appreciation events. I just want to let you know that small events work too. And so continue doing the one-off yearly large event. But what I want you to consider is doing more frequent, either quarterly, bi-monthly, or monthly events as well. So this is where I found the real magic is when I could get 8 to 20 people. So if I could get 8 to 20 people in a room or at a gathering of some sort of function, it allowed me to have more face-to-face time, go deeper on conversation, and truly build a relationship with the people. So if I could do that every month or every other month, it kind of proved to me that panned out better than a one-off big event once a year. If I could do 6 or 12 smaller events and still get like 8 to 20 people, the conversations and the relationships built for that were a lot lot stronger. So I started doing events every month. At the end of every month, I had a new event. I just picked the date and time, and it gave me a reason to create new marketing material and to reconnect with people that I haven't talked to in a long time. Now, you're probably wondering, what type of events would you do on a monthly basis? I'll get to that in just a second. And the reason why I started doing these events, the smaller events, is because picking up the phone became easier. I always had a future to look forward to, and I used it for client follow-up and touching base. So because every month I had a new event, I always had something new and a new reason for why I was calling people and following up with them. And it would have been to invite them and to make sure that they want to go. So a couple examples of the sessions that we would do on a monthly basis is maybe we do a paint night through Groupon, or we do a Segway tour downtown, indie go-karts, Monster Jam, baseball box seats. This is kind of funny, goat yoga. Like, you'll see this list. It's just all the things I wanted to do. So I just picked off things that I wanted to have fun and try. For example, next week I'm going back to Toronto. So I'm doing a networking event with Realtors. And I have set up free dive lessons where we're going to learn how to do free diving. That's where you, scuba diving without the scuba. It's just your breathing. So we're going to learn how to do that. We're going to do aerial yoga as well. We're going to do indie go-kart. We're going to go try bubble tea and a foot massage. Like, totally just random different things. And I've got realtors from all over the GTA meeting up with me to do these things. So it's just a fun way to do business. Every month, just pick off what's something that you want to do and try, set the date and time, and then get a group of people to go out and do it. Another good example with the time of year right now would be driving range golf lessons. So contact the local driving range, ask them if they have anybody that can teach lessons. If you got a group of 8 or 15 people, and how much would it be? And they'll tell you what that number is. And then I would start inviting people to that, and they pay their own way in. This is the best part about it. When you do a huge client appreciation event, obviously you're paying for everything. But when you do these more frequent smaller meetups, the people pay for themselves. So when I call these people, for example, the free diving lessons that we're doing. So normally it's $65 a person to do the free diving lesson for a 2-hour lesson. Well, because we're doing it as a group, we got a group rate. So now everybody gets a lower price and they're all paying for themselves. So I don't have to pay for everybody. All I have to do is set the date and the time and start inviting people to that. Some more examples would be like a business networking night, and you could actually do that quarterly, because every quarter would be a good idea for businesses to network and get to know each other and learn what works in marketing, that sort of thing. For the women or men, I guess, anybody, in the summer prep, you could do a mani-pedi party where you do manicures and pedicures, and it's just everybody sitting around. You could get a Groupon deal, and pretty cheap to do that. Wine, whiskey, or beer tasting. So contact somebody, a local brewer or wine shop or something, and do a wine tasting and just make it like a fun little evening out. Spring car wash charity. So you could set up a date and time in maybe the parking lot of your brokerage. That'd be a good idea. And invite all of your clients to come, and they pay $5 a car wash or something like that, and you have a team of kids who are fundraising for some sort of charity. So it's like a triple win, right? Seasonal decoration making. I know one girl, she goes to the dollar store, and every season, so for example, the last one that I saw her do anyways was Christmas, and she went to the dollar store and bought all these little ornaments, and they made, I don't know if you can see my video, but it was like a glass jar, and inside this glass jar was 2 fake trees, like a little fake snowman, a bunch of fluff for the snow, and it looked so good. Like, they looked really cool, like miniature little worlds. So her and all her clients made these miniature little worlds decorations for Christmas, and she went to the dollar store and picked up everything, and then they paid for the cost. So it was like $20 a person or whatever. I don't know what she charged them, but really, really cool ideas. You could even do every year, this is a seasonal one, you could do a clothing drive where you call your database and you let them know, hey, this spring you're going to be cleaning out your closets. And if you can put all of the unused clothing, particularly men's and women's like dress clothes, because a lot of people in need don't have that sort of clothing. And I'll set a date and time and I'm going to come and pick it up. You can just leave it outside on your doorstep if you're not going to be home. And what this does is it cleans up your database because you'll get the actual address of everybody in your database. You can go see them face to face. You can make a little video about the whole thing and post it on social media. And then afterwards, you can do a recap and email everybody to let them know how much was raised and what all happened. Basically, anything you want. Every month, pick something that you want to do and try. It doesn't matter. Set the date and time, and then just start inviting people and get like 6 people, 8 people, 12 people, 20 people, whatever the number is. If you can do that monthly, it just gets you in the motion of calling people. I have a rule that I call 3 people a day. So before I start my business, before I start answering emails and checking Facebook and coaching calls and getting carried away with the day-to-day operations, I make sure to call 3 people a day from the database. And it's just a really good practice. I don't have to time block it. I don't have to do anything fancy, just 3 people a day. So some of the reasons why realtors don't call their database is because they don't have anything to say. They feel like a nuisance. Well, if you have a new event happening next month that you're excited about, that gives you all the reason to call people. Sometimes I'll call people in my database and I know they won't be interested in that topic. Like say I'm going to do a running clinic in the spring, like actual get outside and run with your feet clinic. And I know a lot of people in my database would not be interested in that. But when I call them, I tell them that and I give them the out. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you would want to do this, but you might know somebody who does. Do you know anybody who's into running? Because we're doing this thing. It's at the end of the month. We're going to be doing it down at the running room. And anyways, I just didn't want you to miss out. I thought I'd keep you in the loop. No? Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, how are things with you anyways? Like most of the people I talk to aren't going to be interested in the event. And I'm not like hung up like, oh, they don't like me. They don't want to go to the event. I already know most people aren't going to want to go, even if it's super cool and fun. So it's just your excuse and reason. And 3 people a day is slow and steady. Most people make a mountain out of a molehill. And I'm telling you, if you can just start calling 3 people a day with a real reason, magic happens. So when you start creating these events, it creates a whole bunch of marketing material that you can leverage. You've got a social media post, you can do a blog post, you can do an email blast, and you can pick up the phone. Basically, always be marketing. Everything I looked at was a marketing event, whether it was a just listed, a just sold, an open house. All of those were marketing events. A brand new buyer client, that was a marketing event. I would create literature and go door knocking for those buyers, letting people know that we have a buyer looking in this area specifically and this is why and who they are. Like everything was a marketing event. And so when you create an actual event, like with a date, time, and a reason for people to show up, now you've got a lot of leverage. You've got all of these things that you can pick up and start doing. The one thing I found with running events is that I was kind of like herding cats. So for example, and I don't know if you've ever tried to like chase after a cat, but it's pretty much impossible. Same thing with doing your events. It's like, okay, how many people are going to go to our movie day? 450 people is a lot of people to keep track of and to find out, are they actually going or did they just say that they're going to go? And if they are going, how many people are they coming with? Like there's all these little fine details. And so we had to start tracking people on some sort. We used to use an Excel sheet. Terrible idea. Until we discovered this free tool. It's called Eventbrite. And it's nothing new. I mean, man, I've been using Eventbrite since like 2008 or 9 or something like that. I don't know. Really long time. Eventbrite is a big operation and it's totally free for you to use. People go to Eventbrite. So this is a screenshot of Eventbrite. It's either eventbrite.com if you're in the US or eventbrite.ca if you're in Canada. I happen to be in Winnipeg at the moment, so I took a screenshot and this is what it looks like. And it's showing all these events and concerts and things to do in that area, so in Winnipeg. You can even filter out, oh wait, hold on. I want to tell you that in a second. So before I tell you what you can filter, on Eventbrite, what it gives you is a free landing page for your event. Plus, you can embed that on your website. So you can either make a freestanding landing page on your own, and I did it today. I made a landing page, I don't know, under a half hour for sure. So say 20 minutes to 30 minutes, I made a landing page. Now, if I wanted, I could embed that landing page on my website. So instead of driving people to eventbrite.com or eventbrite.ca to your particular posting, you can just drive them to your blog or drive them to your website. So I always say it's better to drive traffic to your own source. So I would, if you could, embed it on your website. Eventbrite even has a built-in CRM. And so what that allows us to do is, so for example, the client appreciation movie tickets, we'd have 450 people register for that. Well, 5 days before the event, I could do a mass email to everybody who registered, reminding them of, hey, the date and time is this week. Let us know if you're not going because we have you down and accounted that you're going to go. And also, if you're going to bring anybody, please let us know, reply back to this email. And then after the event, when we take all these photos of everybody having fun, we do another mass email recapping saying, hey, everybody, it was so great. Thanks so much for joining us. This is what we raised because we did a charity thing as well. Not financial. It was your ticket in the door was that you had to bring a perishable good, like a canned good. And then we donated all of that to a women's house, a shelter for abused women. And so we donated all that to them. And so we did a recap email to everybody saying, hey, here's all the photos from the event. You guys rock. This is how much we raised and where it went to. And we look forward to the next time, type of thing. It also integrates with Zapier. So anybody who registers for your Eventbrite, it can actually be automatically added to your database as well through Zapier. So that's pretty cool. Eventbrite does paid and free events as well. So sometimes you do want to do a paid event where you charge people. For the most part, I'd say for all the realtors on this call, you're just going to do the free events. And when you do a free event, Eventbrite is free. When you do a paid event, Eventbrite charges a percent. It's like 2 to 3% or something like that, depending on what plan you're on. But if you're going to be doing free tickets, which most of you are, Eventbrite is free. It even gives you an organizer app so that when you're checking people in, you can scan their ticket at the door. So you could have like somebody with an iPad scanning everybody's ticket. You can do self-registration. It's pretty cool, the organizer app. If you are going to do this, you might as well get the app. It's free. Eventbrite is also organic. So people just happen to find these events and register and go. So, I mean, you might as well get your events put on Eventbrite because a lot of people go to Eventbrite looking for things to do. And so it's got organic search, meaning people just happen to naturally be there and looking for stuff to do. Plus, it's something that you can do. You can, on the flip side, start searching for events in your area that relate to what you're looking for. So I'm in Winnipeg right now. And I searched, I wanted to find like a photography club to see if there's anybody going around taking photos. And I found a couple, so I'm going to hang out with them. I found a concert that I registered for. I'm going to the concert. There's a meetup for nomads, for people that live remotely. And that's pretty cool because that's what I do. So I'm just going to pop in and see what they're up to. It's just like Eventbrite, anything you're interested in, you can go there and see if there's something happening in your city. This is an example of the landing page that we would use. So it says Oshawa Investing Tour. So this event is a Power of Sale tour. I used to do a Power of Sale tour every weekend. And every weekend we would meet up at my office and I would get like 6 to 8 people. And then we would drive around looking at duplexes, triplexes, power of sales, fix and flips, and other residential investment opportunities. And so the description of this, it says, join us for a free live tour of real estate investments for sale in Oshawa, Ontario. This is all keyword search friendly, by the way. So this helps with organic Google search results. We'll be looking at duplex, triplex, fix and flips, and power of sales, and more. Can't make the date and time? Register anyways. We'll include you on our weekly list of deals so you can watch from home. That's a key paragraph that you should add, because a lot of people will use your date and time as a reason for why they don't register. So I always include that where I'm like, hey, register anyways, and we'll keep you in the loop. So that's a good catch-all. This is a 2-hour tour that we do monthly. Register and get invites to our monthly tour, education on getting investing, financing, and refinancing, landlord-tenant strategies, Durham region market stats and solds, our renovations guide to profitable flips, lists of contractors and services to help, past webinars on real estate investing, watch from home today. You must arrive on time because we'll leave without you. We meet at the office and you'll be given a map for the day. Questions or running late, text me. That's it. I mean, I could consistently get 6 to 12 people in this ad. I say we do it monthly, but I would actually run it either weekly or bi-weekly. And every time I would get 6 to 12 people. And I mean, on my very first tour, I sold the home that was on the tour to a person that I brought on the tour. It was basically like, I was kind of tired of doing an open house and having nobody show up. So I decided, what if I could get 12 people to stay with me for an hour or 2 hours and we just drive around looking at hard to reach property. So it all tied in really good. Now, Eventbrite has different categories. So you can just go to Eventbrite and do a search for what's happening, and they have different categories based on what your interests are. So you can search based on events, hobbies. For me, I search on exercise and getting outside and doing things. There's business and networking opportunities as well. So what I want you to do is pick and set a date. Before I move on, I'm going to do a tutorial showing you how I set up an Eventbrite landing page. Before I do that, I want you to pick a date and either something on this screen or anything in your heart that you want to try and that you want to do. Most of the things on the screen I had were like kind of passive ideas, just fun examples of things that are fun that you can do with your own sphere of influence that you already know. However, if you want cold buyer leads, seller leads, and investing leads, then maybe you want to consider doing a buyer seminar, a seller seminar, or an investing seminar. And if you don't have the ability to do that, we did a past webinar already on real estate investing. And Dion, the guest on that show, he's a mortgage broker. He has a webinar that realtors can leverage for doing seminars. Either that or find a local mortgage broker in your area that has that as a backbone and partner up with them. And the two of you can put on your own events. So anyways, pick an event. Just write it down on a piece of paper. What do you want to do? What do you want to try? For example, I want to try stained glass. How to make stained glass. That's on my list, so I'm going to do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Just pick a hobby that you want to try and do, set the date and time. Okay? So step number 1, pick the event. Step number 2, set the date. Step number 3, you make the landing page. Number 4 is you post that on either your blog, your website, or social media. Number 5 is then I would do an email blast to everybody, linking them to either the social media post or to the blog post. And then I would start calling 3 people a day, 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day. I mean, you call 3 people a day for a month, how are you not going to have 12 people enrolled in whatever it is you got going on? And then I would repeat monthly or bi-monthly, not repeating the event, but more so the action. So what you want to do is every month have something on your horizon. That way you've always got something that you can look forward to. Whenever I have people like, oh, hey, Dan, what's up? What's new? I've always got something new that I can talk about. Like, oh, man, we got this coming up. Yeah, would you want to go? No? Okay. Hey, what's up with you? Easy conversation. It's so easy. So I always have a future event. And this strategy isn't even going to cost you anything. Yeah, no, that strategy is not going to cost you anything because everybody just pays for themselves. So that is my kind of overview on Eventbrite. Now let me take you to Eventbrite and show you how this thing works. So here I'm at Eventbrite. I'm in Canada, so it's eventbrite.ca. If I was in the US, it would be eventbrite.com. Type in the city that you're in. It will probably already pick off the city that you are in. And there's Browse Events. So I click the Browse Events tab. Okay, so here it shows me what's popular in Winnipeg. So these are all the popular ones right here. Actually, this is the concert that I'm going to, AID. I can't believe he's coming to Winnipeg while I'm here, so that's cool. Anyways, so I can click here and see more. Once you click see more, there's a little filter option. So if I click on more filters, there's different categories. So I could pick off, so for me, I like doing like travel and outdoor. So I pick off travel and outdoor and I'm going to hit apply. And then it shows me all the upcoming events. So here's that Nomad thing that I found. I had no idea that was happening. And we get a bunch of cool swag because it's sponsored by Osprey and like really cool companies that do hiking and that sort of thing. So I'm definitely going to meet up with these guys. And I would not have known about it if I didn't check out this filter. So every time I go to a new city, I'll always come to Eventbrite and then I'll check out what's happening because there's a lot of free stuff that is happening. And then there's networking, business events, like anything you can think of, most likely is on here. So that's how the consumers use this website. But how do you use it? How are you going to create your first posting? Well, I created this landing page right here. So this is a preview of it. It's got the Oshawa Investing Tour. I made that image up on Canva. And in fact, I'll log into Canva and show you how I made that image. And then here's a quick little description. I already read that part of the description to you on the PowerPoint, but then down below it says, want to book private showings and get shopping this week, call or text Dan direct. Thinking of selling a home, I would link to your seller page. Thinking of buying a home, link to your buyer page, and then all your real estate information. That's it. That page right there alone is what I would get like 6 or 12 people a week going to. So let me close these down. All right. So I started creating this in Eventbrite. So in Eventbrite, I created a new event. So here's the title, Oshawa Real Estate Investing Tour. The location, you would put your office address or whatever the location is. The start and end time of the actual event. So when do the people have to show up and when can they think that it's going to be done at? I uploaded an image. Now the image says that it should be 2160 by 1080. So most of you don't have a design background. So you're like, how the heck am I going to design an image? Go to canva.com. So canva.com. Create an account. I have a full webinar showing you how to use Canva from scratch. It's a 1-hour webinar. So I'm not going to do a whole overview on Canva. Just know that you can click on custom dimensions and you can add whatever size you want. So I said 2160 by 1080 and I'm going to hit a new design. It's going to create a blank canvas, like a white rectangle. And now it's my job to fill in that white rectangle. Okay, so they've got a bunch of templates already done. So what I did is I just scrolled down, and if I liked any of them, I'm like, oh, this one kind of works. It's cool. It's colorful, catchy. So I'm like, all right. One thing I want to point out is just because they give you a rectangle as an area to work with doesn't mean that you should use your text like this, because I found a trick, and that is if a person is using the app or a mobile, like their mobile phone, when they're scrolling and looking at all the events, the preview of the thumbnail is a square. So it crops this rectangle and all of this text would be cut off. So what I do is I'll just make the focal point a square. So I'm going to grab that and bring it in. I'm going to delete this. Double click. I'm going to say Oshawa hashtag real estate investing. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'll just say Oshawa real estate investing. What did I say on the other one? Tour. All right. Now I got to make that text smaller because it obviously goes outside of the box. So I'm going to change that. I'll put it at like 80. No. Yep, that's good. Okay. And then I'll put my website down here, www.website.com. Cool. That quick and easy, nice and dirty. So you could use all of these templates and just like modify it how I just did. So it's not like you have to have the words that they have. That one's pretty cool, actually. So yeah, anyways, use any of these templates. When you're ready, which I am ready, I'm going to hit the publish button. Oh no, sorry, the download button. And you want it to be on ping and download. All right, so there it just downloaded onto my computer right there. So now if I head back on over to Eventbrite, I'm going to remove that image. And then I'm going to drag and drop the one we just downloaded. And you can crop it and move it around if you have to, but guess what? I don't have to because I made it the right size. I made it the size that they were specific about, so I'm going to hit done. So there you go. That's the image there. Then I typed up the description of the event itself. It's literally just like using a Word document, like you click and start typing, so type all that out. My organizer description, check this. It says, Danny is a local realtor in Durham region. He prides himself in his follow-up and attention to his clients. You will move fast and hassle-free with his consultative approach. You don't know what you don't know, and he helps you see the blind spots. You will also get access to his resources. It's worth a chat to, oh, I should edit that, to see worth a chat to see what your plans are. He'll point out things to watch for, buying, selling, and investing. Text him your questions at 905-933-5442. I can check off that link to connect to my Facebook and Twitter, which I'm not going to do because it's just going to take more time. But it's obviously, you're going to click that, and then they're going to have you log into Facebook and Twitter. Easy. Step number 2 is the tickets itself. So you're going to create a free ticket, which I clicked on the free ticket. I name it. I titled it RSVP and then in brackets for free so that they know that it's free. The quantity available, you can set a cap. So for us, when we did the movies, if there's only room for 450 people in the theater, we would obviously change this to 450 because we don't want more people registering than we can have go. So I just put 100. You can actually hit this little ticket settings and it opens up more options where I can say, so here's my description. I say, can't make the day and time, register anyways to be included next time. So it's like my catch-all because a lot of people use the date and time as a reason for not registering. And then when do the tickets go on sale? And when does the sale end? So I always put the sale right away, like as soon as I was making the landing page. And then I had the sale end at the time of the event, obviously. I would allow people to buy one ticket or more. So for my investing tour, I had a cap of 3. For our day at the movies, we had 5. And anyways, you can put a maximum if you need the maximum. Okay, wait, there's a couple questions before I move forward. Oh, there isn't a question. Weird. Okay, I got a notification, but there's no question. Okay, next up is the additional settings. So I obviously want it to be public because I want people to find the thing. And then you do your event type. All of you are going to do different events and different types, so you're going to have to find the best option for you. And the reason why you want to put some thought into this is because organically when a person is searching, so for example, for me, when I searched that outdoor filter, that's how I found that Nomad meetup. And if they didn't put that under, what did they put it under? I don't even know where they found that option, but there's an outdoor option. So anyways, I'm doing tour because it's a tour. And then the event topic, I said it's business. Oh, there. Outdoor. So that's where they did that. But for me, this is an outdoor. It's a business professional type of an event. And then there's a subcategory. So there's a bunch of subcategories. So this is kind of like how you want to structure the whole thing. every event you do is going to be a little different, so just make sure that you do it properly. You can show the number of remaining tickets available. That's a good idea if you know that you're always going to sell out, but if you know that your registrations are going to be lower, then I wouldn't do that. So it depends. If it's super popular, then do that, and if it's not popular, then don't. I'm not going to make live. I'm going to hit save at this point. Because there's a few things you want to do before you go live. So, okay, once you hit the Save tab, now it gives you other options. So when you start creating your event, don't hit the Publish button. Hit the Save button, and once you hit Save, it gives us more tabs. So I can go to the Design, and I can change the, obviously the design. I can change, let me go back here to Manage. Okay, so here's the dashboard where you get to manage your event. So what I like to do is I go to the order options. I go to order form. And then they default it to basic information. I change it to each attendee. And when you do that, here, let me show you. Basic information shows you nothing. But if I hit each attendee, it unlocks this whole category where I can say, I want to capture their first name, their last name. I want to capture their email address. I want their phone number. Maybe you need their address, so you can check off home address. So say you were doing like a home seller seminar. Obviously, you want their home address, right? So anyways, so you can capture whatever information you want. The less you ask, the more you'll get, meaning the less questions you ask, the more people will register. Just this alone, if I remove the phone, this will get me more registrations. If I only capture first name, last name, and email, more people will register for that. I want it mandatory. More people will register for that than if I do the phone. But I want the phone, so I'm going to capture it. Okay? So I go down. Good. You can ask custom questions. So you could say, tell me about your property, and then they'll answer whatever they answer. Going down, you could do group registrations, which I don't do. The registration timer, when a person goes to click on your landing page and they're looking at the registration button, it has a timer, and it kind of creates that sense of urgency where they have to do it now. So I give them 8 minutes to do that. However, sometimes your event will be passed and other people will still find it. So I say, can't register, call or text 905-903-5442. We do these monthly. We'll get you the new link. Because sometimes your past blog or your past marketing would drive people to the older event that is no longer. So this is my catch-all to help with that. I don't know why, but they have it turned on that people can do refunds. There's no refund. You're not charging people. So just get rid of that, because it just gets rid of clutter from their perspective. And I do allow attendees to edit their information after the registration. So they can update their name, their phone number, their email if they want. All right. So then I hit save. Okay, so once that's done, the order confirmation. So when a person registers, you need to confirm with them, correct? So right away, let me click on this. Oh man, Eventbrite is so slow. I don't think it's Eventbrite. It's the internet where I am today. Anyways, the order confirmation is going to be, hey, thanks for registering, and it's the thank you page that they get, and then the email that they get confirming that they're registered. So you want to type that up. So here I have an example of what it says. Congrats, we have you marked down for our investing tour. Did you intend on coming this month or next month? Please reply. So this is just a way for me to create engagement where the people will reply and be like, yeah, of course I'm coming. I just registered. Also, you can bring a friend if you want. Let us know so we have proper numbers. We'll include you on the investing email alert. Do you have specific criteria such as price, location, property type? Let me know and I'll modify it to your needs. As a buyer agent, you don't pay our fees. I'd love to explain that to you. Hope we get to connect, and then all my contact info. So that's what they see right when they register on the thank you page. And then I basically copy and pasted and did the same thing to their email as well. And I allow them to get printable tickets. So sometimes that's how people will like come to your event. So say we had a large seminar and 100 people show up on investing in real estate, then we have them either bring a ticket or we check them in at the door using the organizer app. Okay. We do allow a wait list where people can get on a wait list in case more tickets sell than you have room for. We allow people to do the event, a wait list. And then manage attendees. So there aren't any on my list right now, but if I did have registrations, because my event's not live, but if it was live, then I would be able to look at my attendee list. I would be able to export that. I would be able to send an email to everybody. I can manually add people. I can remove people. I can check people in. So it's like your whole back-end dashboard of managing the contacts and relationships. And then there's a whole bunch of apps as well, like Zapier and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you want to integrate things like SurveyMonkey could be one. Let me share with you, Shihab, I'm going to include a couple links. This link here shows how to embed on your website. So some people are going to want to know, how do I embed that on my website? It's pretty technical. All websites are different, so I'm not going to get into that on the webinar, but this link shows you how to embed onto your website. So it's already written out and documented. And then also, Shihab, I'm going to send the link to Zapier. So an example would be whenever I have a person register for one of my events, it automatically adds them to a Google Sheet, and it automatically adds them to my database, which is Infusionsoft. So I have all these automations so that I don't have to do it like copy and paste. So Shihab, let me send you that as well. All right, I'm going to stop the sharing of the screen. Oh, that's really dark. That's better. Any questions? Do you guys like what you saw today? Do you think you're going to start running events? Are you running events, and what did you get out of this? Because I'm telling you, if I was a broker owner manager and I had somebody start brand new and they're like, I got nothing going on, 100% I'd be setting them down and showing them how to start connecting with their database and setting up a monthly or bi-monthly seminar. You love it? Thank you. Good stuff. Great. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. I mean, this one approach would be a pillar of business for you guys. And it's fun, free, easy. It gets you out and doing different stuff. Like, especially over the winter, people are trapped indoors. Like, it's depressing, and they're stuck behind a screen staring at glowing screens all day. They want to get out, and they want to get out and do things and try things. So, I mean, take action now, and you can make a business out of it. Great idea. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for the webinar. I don't want to draw it out any longer than it has to be. That was an overview and a quick little tutorial on how I use Eventbrite. So, suggestions for reaching sellers specifically. Right. Okay. So low-hanging fruit is obviously your database. So what I do is call my database first. So I call up Laura. So she answers the phone. I'm like, hey, Laura, it's Danny Wood over at ABC Realty. Did I catch you at an okay time? And most of the time she's like, oh, yeah, why? What's up? And then I put her at ease. So I'm like, hey, you can totally relax. I'm not going to try and get you to buy a home or sell your home. I just want to like let you know about something that's happening in your neighborhood. So basically, you know how like X number of homes sold in your area? Like how many homes do you think sold on your street or in your neighborhood last year? And they'll say a number. It doesn't even matter. Whatever number, 6. Okay, cool. Yeah, 6. So there's about 6 homes that sold in your area that you saw anyways. And what I'd like to do is set you up on a free alert. What it's going to do is any new listing in your area, as soon as it hits the market, we're going to email you the pictures, the price, the description. You can see the renovations they did. You can see the home staging that they did. It basically allows you to be a nosy neighbor and watch the market that matters most to you. And it's totally free. And like you say, you only saw 6 listings last year, so it's not like an overwhelming number. Would it be cool if I set you up on that? I'm already in the system and I just thought of you and I didn't want you to miss out. And she says, yes, because most people would be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, awesome. What's the best email to use? And I'm updating my database, so I'm getting her email. Okay, cool. What's the exact address of your property? And she tells me the exact address. So then I set her up on a prospect search in your MLS as if she was a buyer. Only her criteria is her street. Now, by doing this, the system is going to be emailing them all the listings that hit the market in their area. It creates real estate related content that it's relevant to them, and it's free for you and it's free for them. So if you go through that exercise with your whole database, let's say it takes a month for you to call through your whole database. Well, next month, what do you want to do to reconnect with these people? Start putting out some of these events and use these events as a reason for why you're reconnecting with people. That's my answer on that. Okay, I see some more. Love the idea on creating events around what I like to do. Me too. Just blown away. I was living in the Stone Age. Awesome. Not anymore. Cool. Yeah, a bunch of people loving it. Awesome. I like it too. So that's just one example. Okay, I'm going to end off here. We do this every other month. Sorry, we do this every other week, and I'm going to keep you posted on the next date and time. This recording, it's a Thursday that we record. So Monday, this following Monday is when the recording is going to get put online, okay? So this Monday evening coming up, I'm going to email all of you and let you know about the next date and time and topic, and you can rewatch this and play it anytime you want. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye. Hey, if you want to close more real estate transactions, get more buyer leads, and get more seller leads, click this button right here. It'll take you to our real estate group coaching page. Also, if you like this video and want more, you can subscribe by pressing this, or you can check out some of my past videos here. Enjoy!